All right, you want to find a way to put this in there?
Yep.
We're just going to ignore the comments. We've got fully charged. Oh my goodness. Ah! Here I am. Oh, I'm upside down. Can you turn it the other way?
Yep.
Good morning. There we go. I mean, I won't be able to see it, but and then put you in it a little, so tilt it up that way. So it's not from like, yeah. And then, can you come down closer or no? Hi, guys.
You want it down closer?
Here. Oh, hello, hello. We're going to do my Lash Fell live and record a podcast. Watch. We're just trying to get situated. I think that's good. Yeah. That way. This is not the best angle of my face, but it's fine. How is everybody this morning? Can you still see? All right, Tabby. There we go. I look crazy from this angle, but...
This is how I get to see you all the time.
I know. I guess. How is everyone? So, we're going to... Something a little different today. We're going to record a podcast episode.
Doing lashes.
While I'm getting my lash fill.
Wait, let me post this on my Instagram.
Yeah. We're going to do a... And so... We're just going to share the tea while I get my lash fill today, and you can watch or you can not, and then this will be my podcast episode. If you don't know Savvy, she's on with me all the time, so this is a flattering angle. Whatever.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah. How are you guys all doing? I can still see the comments for now. How is everyone this morning? What's going on this morning? How are you? Talk to me before she tapes my eyes. I have like 2 minutes.
Right.
And then we won't be able to see you. Can you guys hear me at least? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay,
I just
good.
pulled you up. Where's the link? There we go.
I know. So no divination today because we're going to do my lash fill, but yeah. Hi, Paige. Thank you for the like so I can see it. It's going to be a little different today. I will do divination on live yesterday, but I have to figure, I figure some of you guys just leave me on in the background while you're working anyway. So this will be a good live to do that for. So yeah. Okay. What I wanted to talk about today too is using AI to drive your spiritual business. If any of you are spiritual creators or entrepreneurs. And I just want to talk about the tea because Savvy got into a relationship, and I think the good part about, like, what I want to talk to you about is she did most of the things that like Spirit told her to do, and she had a lot of visions about what she was supposed to do. Hi, Jessica. My eyes are about to get taped, so.
Hi, queens.
But so I think like it just was so like. Especially having to do with
it was a lot
situationships and giving them up. So hear me out here. I'll just tee this up and then I'll let you chime in, Sav.
Yeah, you're fine.
So Savvy's 25, I'm 44, but I got divorced 4 years ago, and so we're in different age groups, but we're finding like when you keep having situationships or settling for less than with partners, whether they're men or women, who don't meet all your needs, like you get used to your needs not being met, and then the partners that you really want will give you the ick. And so like the other thing is too, or they don't give you the ick, but you feel like they're not good enough for you and you cannot believe that they're dating you and you don't know why.
Yeah.
And so you're not like in a place to receive. And so Savvy really made a conscious decision after being single for like almost a year to like stop talking to people she doesn't like, stop dating people that she wasn't sure about now that she knows what she wants. You have to know what you want first though, right?
Yeah.
And then you called it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're able to receive it because you know you deserve it.
Yeah.
Did I go over to my ex's house? Which night was that? Me? Oh, that was on Saturday. He was supposed to come over by me. I won't be able to see anymore, but no, well, like we're still talking, but no, I didn't see him.
I can look at the comments.
Spirit will stop me, like. Anyway, so Savvy, but back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
thoughts, comments, questions.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you wanted me to chime in yet or not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like within the last year, just, you know, like, really wanting to be single, but then also being like, oh, I want to actually have a boyfriend. And then, like, going through the process of basically playing real life fucking Tinder.
Well, and I would argue you realized you wanted a partner, not just a boyfriend. Like, and I would say there's a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, real life Tinder? What do you mean? I know what you mean, but you tell everybody.
So it was like constantly like having sort of like a bunch of waves of. This sounds really terrible to say.
We've all done it. Just say it.
Like different waves of guys like come in and then be like, oh, I like you, but I don't like you, or I don't like this about you, or like just finding little things that you like but also don't like, and not settling for the bare fucking minimum, because you can get everything that you want and
in one person. But yeah, so you're calling like the roster life real life Tinder.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're getting your needs not met. Not any of those people or partners meet your needs.
No.
They're not partners. They're just flings. Not any of those flings meet your needs. And so you have to have like 7 of them to create a whole person to meet your needs.
Basically, yeah.
And then I think you get their energy's confused too and you don't know who you like.
Yeah, I feel like I was struggling with that for a little bit because it was like...
You think you like the hottest one and you don't.
Yeah.
And then you only date super hot people because you think that's what you need.
Yeah, that's exact. I feel like that's how it was for a second, and then it was just like, no.
And not just you, but like that's how.
Well, yeah, in general, and then you realize like that the hot ones, I'm sorry, are kind of losers for the most part because all they do is rely on their looks.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Or they're crunk.
They're crunk.
That guy I wasn't even dating him. I guess it was the crunk from the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Wait, while you're doing my lashes, I still want to look like a whore with even more volume in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you. I am so extra that I'm getting fills every week, but they look better, and it takes less time, right?
Yeah.
Or am I annoying?
No, it takes less time.
Does anyone else get a fill every week?
I think
Hillary used to, didn't she?
Hillary used to. Hope does. There was one girl that would. There was another girl for a while. She was, but she was going to concerts and had like weddings and shit. So I mean, certain times.
It's not just me. Okay,
No,
so back to the relationship stuff. So, will you just tell your high level story about like long term relationship? Had thought that you wanted to marry him.
Yeah, like I was in a like 3.5-year relationship.
Living together.
We had 2 cats.
Struggling together.
Yeah, literally struggle busting it together. I mean, I just started my business and was going through the motions of that. He was kind of in and out of jobs, and it was like we were trying to support each other and find, obviously, the right things for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then struggled a little bit with, like, actually putting in the effort, like, for each other. I mean... It was just kind of like a back and forth of like someone was giving more than the other, which I mean will absolutely happen, of course, but it was more so like we were really like depending on one another for whatever. And I mean, it's nice to depend on someone for something, but it's only nice for so long.
Yeah.
And then kind of a tragic accident happened while
He just got in a car accident, did he?
Yeah, but I mean, he almost died.
Yeah.
So
I'm such.
You're talking about that like it's so nonchalant.
Because of the work I do every day, it's like not.
I
like
know.
literally, I love all of you guys, and I'm not going anywhere because I know I live a long time. But if I died tomorrow, like, it's not. It doesn't fucking matter. When you die, you're just like, oh, okay. Just come back, or I'll do whatever. Anyway, so that's why I have to remember that most people actually fear death, and I. Okay, anyway, so yeah, but when you say tragic act, I don't know, I always think that means like somebody's, I don't know. I always think it's something really fucked up. I don't even want to say. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, car accident with a lot of injuries,
But
near-death experience.
yeah, but essentially, like, even before that happened, like, it was right before my birthday. We had broken up for a little bit. I was just, like, so over not feeling good enough for him, like, for him, for myself. Like, it just felt like there wasn't, something just wasn't completed.
Wait, dig into this for a second, because I was talking to one of the girl that does my hair about this, because she's in a similar situation.
Okay.
When you're with a partner and nothing's technically wrong,
Right.
but you don't feel wanted, desired, cared for, when you are an attractive girl and you have people in your DMs and all over your life that would kill to tell you you're pretty, right? Like, that's kind of what was going on in part of it too, right? Like, not feeling wanted, or
Yeah.
like, talk about what that feels like, because I feel like people don't talk about this enough, and how it sounds like, I feel like people are like to women, like, oh, get over it, blah blah, but no, like, if you, it fucks with you, right? Like,
It's so annoying not getting the attention you deserve from the person that you want it from.
that's so well said.
Because
you can, the right partner, you'll have that. Like, it's not like they need to be licking your asshole every day, but
no, but just to be, like, even looked at or admired at, or, like,
treated like a woman.
Yeah, and not just a fucking piece of meat, like, or, I don't know. I mean, in my situation, I felt like my person looked at me as if I was just, like, like another little dumb toy that he could just do whatever with, essentially.
Yeah.
And that he could manipulate me into essentially taking care of him, versus, like, it should be probably the other way around.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I mean, cut to my birthday, I mean, we had just gotten back together. I had a little issue with him prior to, with, like, my whole class reunion, like, yada yada. Another, like, an ex-boyfriend that I had right before him popped in and was, like, telling me that he missed me and yada yada, and I didn't do anything, like, with that. I was like, I'm with someone else. Like, I don't know what you expect me to do with that. Granted, let me just preface, I am also, like, an anxious... No, I'm not anxious. Am I avoidant? I'm avoidant.
You're more avoidant. I mean, like, you can be very avoidant. And you're, so Libra, Sun, Sag Rising, Cat Moon, Mercury, Libra, and then what's your Venus again?
Venus and Virgo.
Virgo Venus.
Yeah.
You can be cold and distant, and then you get the gut feeling that you want to run, but your Libra pulls you back in. And that's how I would describe you.
Yeah.
And Leo Mars like me, so you can be stubborn and feisty.
Yeah.
We love that for us. So, like, Savvy and I are all, we have 4 of the same placements. So we're Libra Sun, Sag Rising, Mercury, Libra, and Leo Mars, both me and Sav.
Yeah.
Which makes us easy friends for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, your Cat Moon makes you be like,
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, which is definitely nice, but yeah, so, and then we had a really great month, like, after my birthday, I would say. We were solid, and then all of a sudden shit started to hit the fan again, and then I was working a wedding, and I get a call that my boyfriend at the time got into a car accident, and then all of a sudden it's on, like, this crime reports page, and then it's like, oh fuck, your car's actually totaled. Oh, you actually almost died. Like, you almost went over the biggest fucking bridge in Green Bay.
yeah.
Like, oh, that's kind of serious.
Yeah.
And thankfully he, like, only walked away with a broken collarbone, but it was like, what the fuck is going on? And he's someone where you can't tell him no. Like, if you tell him no, he's just going to keep doing it, and he's going to do it 10 times harder. So I kept telling him, like, prior to him getting into his accident, I was like, if you don't, like, quit working out, and I'm not telling him to quit working out, but it was like, you need to give your body a break. Like, he was doing, like, heavy manual labor work, and then for 12 hours, and then would go work out for, like, 2 hours. I'm like, I don't understand how your body is able to do all of that stuff.
I know. Can I just interject with
Yep.
a comment or question? So this is probably not as a client, like this is as your friend.
Yep.
Whenever you've told the story, this is I think when you talk about the accident, I'm always just like, okay, like because I don't understand how any of that impacted you.
Because, I mean, like, the accident? Because after the accident, he didn't know how to be a human.
But how is that your problem?
It wasn't my problem. I just made it my problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not being a dick. That's
No.
where I always go.
No, I literally made it my
regular
problem.
pitfall, like, because I'm like that wouldn't have stressed me out at all. Because I would be like, that sucks to be you, but like you'll take care of yourself.
Well, that's what I thought, but he was depending on me in every which way to, like, emotionally regulate him, and I kept telling him, I was like, I have never been through something that is so scary, like, in that sense, so I can't help you. So that was, like, the demise of our relationship. That was the downfall. Like,
this is, like, so Aquamoon of me, and I don't have the answer, but, like, are we supposed to do that for, like, if you're in a long-term partnership or marriage, or are we supposed to co-regulate during times like that? Like, I literally don't know the answer. My gut is I don't want to do that, so maybe that means I shouldn't be in relationships, but, like...
No, it's not normal to have to, like, if your partner's never gone through it, you should not, like, don't help them. Like, essentially, not saying don't help them,
like,
but,
help
like...
them get a counselor or a...
Yes.
Right? Like, okay.
Yes. Lead them in the right direction, but you don't need to be their counselor.
Yeah.
And so...
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah. And, so he just kept depending on me. He would always, like, try to talk to me, and my response to him all the time was, Griff. Well,
What's
okay.
all his names?
I would just be like, dude, like, you know I go to therapy. Like, I would be the last person to judge you, like, if you went and got therapy done. And I was like, I'm not someone that can help you with this. Like, as much as I want to be there and help you, I just, like, absolutely couldn't.
Have you heard the whole thing, side quest here for a second, about, like, I've heard a whole bunch of spiritual, masculine people talking, and my ex-husband is in this camp, and I don't know how I feel about it, about how, like, men, or masculine energies, let's say, because it's not about gender, it's about energy, masculine energies shouldn't do therapy. Like, they're not meant to talk it out. They're meant to go fucking get off their ass and build some shit and figure it out by moving their body and just being in their own head. I think it depends if they have trauma or they have...
I mean...
I don't know, but there's something to it. Like, I just think their masculine energies are built different. Like, stop fucking crying. I don't know. It's such a turnoff to me to think about a guy sitting in therapy. Like, go fucking build a house or go sit in the woods. That's what deer hunting is for. You can go face your own shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that, but it's also
he wasn't
like,
doing that either, though. He was just sitting around whining and wanting a mommy.
Yeah, he was literally sitting at home. He would literally go to work, go home, and then complain to me about doing shit. And I would tell him all the time, I'm like, the more you choose not to grow, the more, like, further and further apart we're gonna be. So then, next thing you know, one thing led to another, and I said fucking peace right before Valentine's Day, because I was like, I don't want to spend Valentine's Day with you.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like a petty bitch and went on, like, a little roster.
You did. I know, remember that time I was like, bullying you into committing to being single for a year. Because you wanted to partner up with everyone. Your gut, I will say from the outside, maybe you didn't feel like this, but it looked like your gut was to just, like, partner up right away because that's what you've always done. And you had to, like, actively fight not doing that because you would have been settling, and you see that now, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about those first 3 people that you thought about it with.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I think. I'm like, when I think of, like, my man now, like, I eat it up. Like, I eat up every ounce of how he just, like, loves and appreciates me.
But I don't think you could do that if you would have spent this year alone.
No. Like, had I would have not, like, that would have never...
Because you didn't know who you were and what you wanted to do.
Right. And so it was, like, a lot of, you know... It was more so, I guess, like, for me figuring out what kind of person I would want to be with. Yeah. And, like, having fun along the way, which was amazing, but it was all... I mean, granted, there was a lot of obstacles, but there was also equally a lot of opportunities to really, like, grow as a person and learn to name my feelings, learn to, like, feel everything, and...
Not walk on eggshells, not try to be someone's dream girl, just be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's, like, the Sagittarius rising urge to just, like, be someone's dream girl instead of you.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that. Because we can look like the hottest girl in the room, even though we might be a different person than that.
Well, right, and it's, like, it's
like
so...
shapeshifters.
No, literally. But it's so nice and refreshing to be with someone that, like, appreciates just you being you.
Yes.
Like, I literally met him while I was, like, the most me version of me. And you know my mother just...
Okay, tell that story.
Like, of meeting Henry?
Yeah. I don't use... You can do whatever you want. I don't ever use names on lives or podcasts.
Oh, well... Whatever.
Okay.
We're full sending it.
All right, full send it. This is a hard launch.
Hard launch. I usually fall asleep during my fill. Hi, Helen.
I've totally fallen asleep. Sometimes I fall asleep and I start snoring.
Yeah. But
and
today's not that day. Yeah, you wake yourself up with it.
I wake up with a snort choke.
A
snore.
A snore.
Okay, so her mom is a Libra moon. What is her sun sign again?
Cap sun.
Cap sun and Leo rising?
Virgo
rising. But she's just like the most extra. Like, but she is like a... I don't know. I can't explain it. But...
She's just a bougie bitch.
Her mom was going to a boat show and was like, come with. And so Savvy texts me. This is my story of it. And it's like, I'm going to a boat show to meet a hot rich boyfriend, and we were just like joking, and I was like, oh, I should come too. So she goes with her family to the boat show, and then that's literally what she did.
Yeah.
But you guys got drunk.
Yeah,
Were you running around like yelling, like, put it on my stepdad's tab?
Yes, I was like, Jamie, sign the check
for boats.
For boats, left and right. And I mean, these boats were really nice, like whatever. But I was just like drunker than drunk. We went to the bar. Literally, like, we were the first people waiting in the front, like, ready to drink some mimosas and whatnot, and the bartender was pouring them up pretty big, which was nice.
It's so Wisconsin core to be drunk at a boat show.
No, literally. This is, like, the epitome of, like, if anybody is gonna have this happen to them, it is exactly, like, me and Henry. Like, that is, like... It just was meant to be.
So his family has had a business selling large boats for a long time, right?
Yeah, for like, I mean... Generations, yeah. And so my drunk ass is flopping in and out of these boats, like, whatever. I'm like...
You're Snapchatting that someone should buy you a yacht. I was watching it.
Yeah.
It was like a Saturday. I was working all day with clients, and I was just like, okay, Savvy.
Yeah, I was just having a little fun day.
And then she texts me, I met my husband.
Literally.
And there were pictures taken with you, your mom, and this man. And I'm like, okay, but didn't your mom find him and, like, harass him, or how did that go?
No, so we were on the boat, and, like, it was a bigger boat than, like, a pontoon. Like, right. Essentially, it was, like, a mini yacht.
Like a mini yacht, yeah.
And, so me and my mom, like, are sitting in the, like, beds that are up front of the boat, and all of a sudden I see my little mansies. He's walking up to us, like, coming to chat our ears off and whatever. He's got his little salesman voice on and whatnot, and, I don't remember the conversation exactly, but I just remember, like, it was almost like we were talking, and it was like, oh, I checked him with my vibe, and then he checked me right back. Mm. Like, it was like a solid vibe check, and I was like...
Wait, you're both Cap Moons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, like, I kind of fuck with that. Like, the fact that you actually, like, kind of push back. Mm-hmm. And so I, like, walked by him, and I was kind of just like... You should follow me on Instagram, like, Savvy Skin Aesthetics. That's my business. Like, my mom was trying to, like, promote that for me.
Yeah.
But she was also like, you should try and get his number, like, yada, yada. And I was like...
She's great at this.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the cap.
Oh, she means business. Yeah, she's a driver.
Yeah. Well, her and I are, like, one and the same.
Yeah.
As soon as we get drunk, we're like...
Versus I don't talk to anyone when I drink, and I'm just like, the universe will find me where I'm at. I do.
No, but it's so funny because Henry is literally the same exact
Yeah.
way as me, and I'm like, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so whatever, I like get off of this, what do they call it? It's like yacht deck or something.
I don't know. It's your it's your future husband's business, not mine.
I know. Whatever, so we get off of the deck, and there's, like, a little table, and that's where my stepbrother's girlfriend was sitting. Like, she was watching all of our drinks and whatnot. And, they had these little, like, slap bracelets that apparently had, like, all of their media on there.
Oh,
like,
my
all
God.
of their information and shit.
We need to get them, Savvy.
Oh, it was so fun. Like, literally, I was just, like, slapping the shit out of his wrist.
Yeah.
And,
okay, I'm buying those.
oh, yeah, super fun. And then, so we were down there, and we were playing with those, and he was telling me about how the media's on there, whatever, and I was like, oh, that's sick, like, I have something like that on my phone, like, literally.
Link, yeah.
Yeah, my linked. And...
Yeah, but you can't slap people with it, but I mean...
No, sadly.
I want sticky hands with my information on it.
Oh, that would be so fun, truthfully.
Okay, anyway.
And so yeah, I was like, oh, give me your phone, like I'll show you what to do, like how mine works. So then I showed it and essentially downloaded my all of my media.
Yeah, it puts your contact info in his phone.
Literally. And
okay.
So I was a little sly dog with that.
Yeah.
And then
note to self, use link with your personal details too, so you can give guys numbers in public easily.
Yes, exactly.
With a picture of you.
With the pictures and everything. Your location, you know, you got everything on that hoe.
Be an accessible queen.
Right. Only for the right person though.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then what else? I think we ended up leaving.
And then from there, like, you guys just talked for the rest of, like, then it was just on.
Yeah, I was just, like, waiting for his message, like, to come through. I'm like, is this fucker gonna actually message me? Like,
he did, like, an hour later, though, didn't he?
No, he didn't until it was, like, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
Closing up those shows are a lot of work, right?
Well, yeah, and that's what I figured. I was like, even though I was just, like, drunk and patiently waiting, I'm like, come
that's
on,
so
I'm
funny.
a cute
You didn't
girl.
tell me any of that.
Oh, yeah. I sat and I was patient. Well, I also...
You were pouting, it sounds like.
I was being a pouty pants. But then I also got really drunk and then fell asleep. And then I woke up to a message on my phone that was from him.
That's the best. Honestly, whenever I've been the most anxious, I'm not promoting substance abuse, but I don't drink anymore. But if you smoke or drink to excess, like, you transcend to a place where your brain shuts off and then the manifestation comes through. I swear to God.
No, literally.
I used to do that when I was anxious about hearing back from someone I was dating. I would just, like, get drunk or get really high, and then they pop up because your brain shuts off.
For sure.
Follow me for more unhealthy manifesting tips.
Unhealthy
So take
coping
7 shots of whiskey.
Right.
And then he will text you.
Literally.
Oh my God, last night. So, wait, backtrack.
Yeah.
Savvy has a lesbian car.
Shut up.
She has a forest green Subaru Forester, and I laugh about it all the time because she bought it thinking she loves it. She thought I was so excited, and I was like, you know, it's a lesbian car. And she's like, no, it's not. But it was like your dream little car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet little babe.
Her sweet little babe is a lesbian car, which is fine. Like, whatever, but that's the joke. So then, anyway, so her boyfriend lives an hour and a half away in this smaller town. And, yeah, last night when you were over, and as part of your story, you were just randomly like, there's only, how did you say that? You're like, there's only one other one in town. His receptionist, Mary, confirmed it.
Yeah, yes.
Like, why are they...
Because it's such a small town, everybody knows everybody's car.
So people already know yours, and they already know that one other person has the same car as you?
Yes.
And his receptionist at work, like, you've not even been dating a month, but his receptionist at work already knows who else in town has the same car as you?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Because she must have saw it when I was obviously out of town. Like, Henry was like, oh, like, she's not here.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay. I'm still laughing from that. The way you said it last night. Do you remember I was laughing so hard I started crying?
Yeah, I know.
Because it was like you were telling a different story and it was just like a side note. And I was like, okay. Like you guys are so already an old married couple.
I know, and it's so precious.
But that's what I was telling you last night. Like, I literally think I see you as one of your close friends. Like, you are literally more yourself all day long now than you ever have been. And it's been since meeting him. And I asked you the question, like, how do you feel like being with a partner that you can be vulnerable with, that checks all your boxes, helps you to be who you are all day long?
It really just, like, makes you feel safe. Like, it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel that, like, when he's himself, I feel okay to be myself. Like, he's not going to judge me because why would I judge him? Because it's, like, it's so refreshing to see someone actually have, like, I'm not going to say that my exes didn't have personalities because they did, but it was, like, when it was just us two, like, they just, like, disappeared. Like, it was like, oh, you're not fun without all of the other people around. Yes. You know?
Yes.
So it was like they were overcompensating when other people are around. And then with me, it's like, oh, like, you're just there type of thing.
Yeah, it's so funny. I have always had this theory. When we were in our 20s, my favorite cousin came in. He lived in Seattle, and he came into Milwaukee to visit. And he was, we hung out all week, every day. And him and my best friend at the time, who was my roommate, hit it off. And they had this, like, they were, like, lovers in love, you know?
Yeah.
And the whole time I was, like, thinking, he doesn't realize this, but she's actually... He's not attracted to her. He's just having fun with me. And she's physically attractive and there. Mm-hmm. And so he's grouping it. Like, yes. I couldn't explain it. But so anyway, he goes back to Seattle, yada, yada, yada. She goes to visit him. And they don't get along. They're so bored. They don't like each other at all. And they couldn't figure out. I was like, I told you guys. It's because you were with me all the time.
Yeah.
And you both love hanging out with me.
Right. And it was nice to actually be like, oh my gosh, like, we don't even have to, like, talk, but we love each other's presence.
Yes, but this is where I go back to. I think so many of us are serial monogamous, and we get out of a relationship and we have all these options, and so we pick one.
Yeah.
Versus saying, you don't check. Okay, so because if anyone was just listening and they're like, okay, I want what Savannah has. This is my whole point, is you don't
settle on the first one.
Or the second, or the third, or the 10th. You literally commit to being alone and figuring out what makes you happy by yourself until you find someone that just is easy and checks all your boxes and supports you in a way that you can be all yourself. Other than that, you're alone. Because so many of my clients and folks on live and people I do readings for are like, you have two relationships going. You have, well, I'm with this person because I have kids and I have to, you know, or like he pays the bills or whatever. He's my husband or she's my wife or yada, yada, yada. And then, okay, but this is the person I love and I can't have them. And then I'm dating and looking for someone new. And it's like, you're settling with all of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I've done it. That's why I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. And it's like,
And especially, so if that's you already, and then on top of it, you're on a twin flame journey, or you have been, okay, that's the universe trying to say, like, slow your fucking roll and figure out who you are and what you want, and stop settling and letting all these dusty-ass people in your life. Yeah. Friends and family, too.
Right.
Because it's just, you can't be alone. That's why serial monogamists are serial monogamous. And you might luck out every once in a while and think, but you don't even know how to know what's right for you. Like, that's my
when you've never been, literally.
And the minute you get someone who actually checks all the boxes, it all makes sense, right? Like a puzzle pieces wouldn't you agree? Like, nothing made sense until all of a sudden when you met him, you're like, oh my god, okay, yeah.
Like, everything's clicking.
But if you haven't lived it, you don't understand.
You're right. No, it's literally, and it's like, every day feels like a fever dream, because it's like, why the hell did I get so lucky to, like, actually have someone that literally meets all my boxes, like, in every way, shape, and form? But it's also like...
But it's not luck. It's the universe giving you what you are.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like, you took the time to do the work and be... Like, I've watched you. You were literally... You haven't touched another man in months. Like, you were just working on it.
Right. I was literally accepting the fact that I was going to be single for, like, another year.
You didn't give a fuck either.
No. I was just like, whatever. Like, if it's another year, it's another year. But if it's not, like, cool. And then...
I think that's the thing, too. Nobody's meant to be alone. If you commit to your own work and you set your expectations where they need to be and you know exactly what you want, it might take 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It won't take more than 3. But you have to be consistent and stop settling. Like, there were times you were like, well, I could go on a date with this guy because he's sending me flowers and he's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you like him? And he'd be like,
no.
So then don't fucking go.
Right.
Because that's the problem. Have you ever been on a date with someone who you knew just didn't really like you enough? And it's like, oh, I'm showing up because I committed to this. It's not fun for anyone.
No. It's not fun at all.
Why do that to other people?
Right. Yeah, so...
It's better to cancel. That's why if anyone ever cancels last minute on a date with you, instead of getting salty and being all, like, anxious, like, oh, when's about me? I'm awful. No, like, thank you, God, that this person canceled and had the wherewithal to do that instead of wasting my fucking time and attention.
Right.
Like, when you really shift your mindset that everything's happening for your benefit and you can say, I'm afraid, but I'm faithful, like, things start to shift in your reality.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's exactly what was going on. And it was like, well, yeah, with the whole flower thing, like, so I randomly got sent flowers, I should preface.
Oh my God, this was funny. Was it around Valentine's Day or no?
It was literally like 2 days after Valentine's Day.
That's what it was. That's when you met him, was right around Valentine's weekend, right?
His birthday was the 18th, so yeah.
Oh yeah, it was on his birthday. Mm-hmm. She met him on his birthday. What a sync. I forgot that's a synchronicity too.
Really?
Well, I just think meeting people on their birthdays.
Like what are the odds?
That's a synchronicity or a God wink. Yeah, for sure. For me, that's a sign. Birthdays are a big deal to me. Because that's like your full chart astrology at the time of your birth is like your core personality that you're born with.
I feel like I was supposed to know his birthday to get, like, the birth chart aspect of him.
An astrology girl when?
Yeah.
We were like, oh, what time? That's what I
know.
It's your birthday? Do you know what time of day you were born?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were born at night. Ask your mom.
Ask your mommy.
Side note, I did that to my ex the other day because I really wanted his birth time, and he was like, not happening. And I was like, come on. I know.
Loser.
and then I was like, you're probably a Cap rising. He's an Aquarius moon, so I was not shocked, but still. Anyway, I was like, that's fine. I already know what I need.
No, Lizzie, he wasn't the flowers guy. It was a different guy.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Tell the flower story. Thank you for
No,
asking.
it's okay. My aunt's commenting on the live.
Good.
So, yeah, the day after I met my man,
Well, first of all, the florist called here. I was in here getting a lash fill.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The florist called. See, this is why we need to record our lash fills, because shit goes down. And they were like, we're trying to deliver to your business, but you had moved last year, and somebody was sending flowers to your old business location.
And I was like, the only way that anybody would know, like, would do that, like, that's why I was confused, because I was like, okay, well, if it was him, like, he should have all of my new information.
Because you just put it in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, you literally have everything, like, on your phone. Like, what do you mean? Unless he just, like, ignored that and just went straight to Google.
So we're practicing transparency and talking about it. So I was like, well, text him and ask him if he sent you flowers.
And sure enough, he did not. And I was like, oh, fuck.
And
so
he was like, oh, I guess I have some competition. But I love that because I think that's part of the story that helps it move along, honestly, in the beginning, because guys love the competition.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah.
And you weren't being manipulative. It was real. And that's why I think naming your feelings and not caring about outcome is so fucking important. Like, little things like that, you don't know how much they're going to pay off.
Right.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Because I was just like... Who else would send me fucking flowers? I literally don't know anybody else. I wasn't talking to anybody else. Like,
yeah,
it just didn't make any
sense. All?
No,
your
literally.
phone was dry.
Drier than dry. And then, yeah, so I texted him and he was like, no, I didn't want to be too forward, yada, yada. So then the day goes by and I was like, you know, not really thinking anything of it because, I mean, I'm fucking working. And, next thing you know, I get a text from this random ass man that I, like, literally never met, never, like, talked to. I mean, like, we matched on a dating app, but then, like, nothing really ever came of it. Like, we would like each other's Insta stories and whatnot, but it wasn't, like, anything like, oh, yeah, I'm actually fascinated with you. It was like, no, you're actually kind of just, like, an Instagram whore. Like, sorry, not sorry. So I messaged him back, or he was like, did you get anything delivered to your establishment? And I was like, oh my God, like, that was you? Like, thank you. The flowers are gorgeous, like, yada, yada. And then he asked me if he could take me out to dinner. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. But also, like, I don't want to feel like, one, you're buying my love from me. And two, like, we haven't talked in months. We've never met before. Like, it was just kind of giving, like, stalker vibes.
Because it was like $120 arrangement, wasn't it?
It was like $150.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's fucking weird.
To never...
He hadn't even messaged you in months.
No. Like, I literally, like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of ditched his date, but I was just like, I wasn't interested.
Right.
So then, yeah, I, like, literally just, like, named my feelings with him. I was like, thank you, but no thank you. And then he went away, and then...
Things continued with your boyfriend.
Yeah, things continued with my man.
But I asked her the other day, like, remember I was like, wait, did he ever follow up and ask you who the flowers were from?
Yeah, and I straight up told him, I was like, it was some dude that I, like, literally never even spoke to.
What did he say?
He was just like, I don't remember what he said, but I think he was just like, ooh, like, ain't that something, or whatever, like, kind of giving me shit for it, and I was just like...
Can't take you anywhere.
Yeah, I guess not. But my man has since bought me flowers, so I'm not mad about it.
No, and you wouldn't be anyway, but it was just funny. It was just a funny story.
It was like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, and then...
I will say there's other people that I felt like they were moving too fast, but, like, this vibe seems different. I don't think you're, like, moving too fast ignoring red flags.
No, because I'm definitely being adamant about the red flags. There's just none have popped up.
There's, like, everything's copacetic.
Yeah. Like, it's just so easygoing, and so Lizzie...
Wait, why didn't Joanna come in here?
I don't know.
Now I'm mad.
If my aunt is listening, hello. I understand why you and Craig got married so quick. Because they got married within, like, what, 6 weeks of even, like,
really?
knowing each other? Yeah.
Are they the ones that own the rock shop?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Crystals.
What is it called? Ope Rocks?
Ope Rocks, yep.
Yeah, like Ope, like Wisconsin. Ope.
Yes.
I love that. I shared their business page to, like, a national Facebook group once where someone was like, can you get the best crystals?
Oh, that's so sweet of you. They'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nobody
probably bought anything, but I like to say I'm an influencer, but I just...
You're an influencer in my book. Engaged within 1 month, married in 10. Thank you. That's so nice. That's so
funny. Do you know my parents got engaged after 6 months? And, like,
really?
I would argue they shouldn't have. But, yeah, they got engaged after 6 months and married really fast. But my dad knew he wanted to have kids with me. That story's kind of crazy, though, because my dad was also seeing someone else that was more like him in background. Because my dad, like, lived in the more urban area of Milwaukee, you know, and was Italian, 100% Italian, with immigrant grandparents. And, I don't know, it's just, like, culturally a more, I don't know how to describe it. It's just more, I would say Italian, if you've never spent time with an Italian family, in American culture, our dynamics of our family are more like that of Black American families than other white families. Do you know what I mean? Like just the way that we conduct ourselves. It's fun. It's fun. Say, it's lively. There's a lot of flavor going on with the people, like, and the foods, and your family's extremely close, but boundaries get stepped on and whatever. It's just kind of versus my mom is from like a Norwegian waspy, like, you know, like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant family where it's you're going to the country club for Easter, you're dressed up, you have a napkin on your lap, and very manners. You know what I mean? Not a lot of talking, not a lot of emotion. Like, you have to act proper. And so my dad wanted that life for his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had described it, like, back then. So he met her in the 70s, like, as the Norman Rockwell type energy, you know?
Yeah.
And his family wasn't like that. It was real and down to earth.
Yeah.
And so he wanted that for his kids. So he was dating my mom, and he was dating this other girl who had a very similar upbringing to him and was also Italian.
Ooh.
And my mom didn't know about the girl. And the girl knew about my mom. And so the girl said to my dad, because he had been doing whatever with her for a long time. I think it was like a situationship before situationship sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he didn't ever give me this much detail. But the long and short of it was that other woman said, you got to pick one of us. Like, you can't literally just be like planning futures with both of us. And he was like, and I had to think about it because she was right. So keep in mind, like, he's only 25, you know?
Right.
And he's like, she was right. So I thought long and hard of it, and I came back and told her, like, ultimately, I want this kind of family and future for my children. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to pick her, not you. And so that lady went and did, I don't know what she did with the rest of her life, but he chose my mom because of that. And then he was like, well, fuck it, I'll propose to her.
Yeah.
So, like, that lady pushed him to propose to my mom. Isn't that crazy? But it's, like, also crazy. A story of cheating.
Yeah.
But that's one of our family hooks because that's a whole nother Oprah, you know? Like,
well, yeah.
But so, I think, like, those are the stories of how people end up together, though, sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
And side note, neither one of those women were my dad's person. My stepmom was my dad's person, and he didn't meet her till years later, but he was supposed to have kids with my mom. And that's why those things happen from a shamanic perspective, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I think people get so attached to, like, person being your person forever. And while that would be nice, like, some souls, like, and that's why I think people get so attached to, like, person being your person forever. And while that would be nice, like, some souls, like, that's not your fucking path. I would argue if you have a moon sign that's made for relationships, you probably will. So, like, you being a cat moon or a Taurus moon or a Libra moon or, like, people like that will have only one or two long-term partners in their life. I think. Like, you'll have a most of your life person. But I think if you got an air moon or a fire moon, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think if you got an air moon or a fire moon, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't you think? Like, you're just going to fucking blaze through them.
Fuck yeah.
I don't think fire moons and air moons are meant to settle down.
No.
I couldn't stay with Jared more than a year and a half without wanting to go that's why we broke up every year and a half.
No, literally. I'm like, I don't know if the Wi-Fi is working. It's frozen on my phone.
And, I'm a garage band, so, like, I'm okay either way.
Okay.
Don't worry about the live.
Okay.
But, I'm garage band, so, like, I'm okay either way.
Okay.
Don't worry about the live.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just really think it would be interesting to see, like, and water moons, obviously. Love.
Yeah.
They're gonna settle down too.
For sure.
I think the people get married multiple times are, like, always fire and air moons.
Yeah, I could see that because literally my mom.
Well, she's a Libra moon.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that is an air moon, you're right.
Yeah.
But Libra moons are going to partner all the way up. Like, they're going to get married.
Oh, yeah.
I always say, I probably won't with my Libra stellium. I'm always like, I could get married 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Easy.
10 times. Yeah,
Am I done already?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
Damn it.
You wish, sis.
I heard the fan and got excited. Or is that the glue?
It's a glue shaker.
Are you showing that on the video?
Yeah, but it's frozen right now. You're good.
Did it come back? Are we back?
It's thinking.
Huh. The Wi-Fi couldn't glitch because the music's still playing in the background.
I know, but I don't know why yours is being so... At least on my phone, it's going...
What are the comments saying on mine?
Nothing.
Nobody, is anyone on or no?
6 people on.
If you're on, comment and tell us if you can hear us. How about that?
Yeah, is it working?
Otherwise, Sammy, you just have to go out and go back in. But anyway.
That's fine. It's working now.
Oh, there's always something. I always am like, are my lashes done? Can I get up? Can I get up?
I know.
And then I want to start rubbing them.
I know. You're going to give me anxiety about it.
I'm actually distracted enough today that I'm not itchy.
Thank God.
Oh my gosh. Last night. Okay, so there's this like picture of this girl in this outfit that's been, you know, in my FYP on Facebook or whatever, like nonstop, of like this girl wearing like a tulle short skirt like in summer, and then a fitted tank top tucked in, and it's high-waisted. She's curvy like me, and then like a big belt, and then like knee-high cowboy boots and a hat. And it's so cute. And so I sent it to like I do this thing, I don't know why I do this. 2 of my childhood, well, my college best friend Danny and my childhood best friend Beth, who they only know each other because of me. They're not like, they get along, but they're not like friends outside of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes when I have particularly funny updates, I put them in a group chat with both of them because
why not?
They're both funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I put the picture in a group chat yesterday, and I was like, I want to make this outfit my whole personality. And then Beth replied immediately and was like, I mean, it already basically is. And then Danny was like, I gotta go with Beth on this one. And I was just like, that's the nicest thing you've ever said. And then I was like, yeehaw. And they were like, oh my God, Angela. And then Beth said something about, oh no, and then I shared another picture, and I was like, or no, they were like, you're so up north now. And I showed another picture, I'm like, or I'm thinking about going this Southern Belle route, and it was like a woman, same thing, curvy, really pretty, like floral long dress, like, and she was wearing like a big floppy hat, you know, and like some lace-up platform espadrilles or something. Yeah. And I was like, or this. And they were like, it's basically the same vibe with the big hats. I'm like, oh, but I can't wear the hats because my head is abnormally large. And they were like, without the hats, it's just not the same. And I was like, all right. I think I made a joke about I should probably get that head reduction surgery. But anyway, so Beth ultimately was like, they're both your vibe, just like hyper feminine something. And I was like, it's been bugging me ever since she said it. She's not wrong, but I was like, I am hyper feminine. Is that problematic?
No.
Is that, I would argue that's who I am.
That is who you are.
Am I forcing it though?
No. You're a Libra. Hello. This is what we do. This is what we like.
So like, I am more myself now than I ever have been. It's funny that I still ask those questions though. Like, I think, and you would argue, because you are probably my person that I talk to and see more than anyone else in my life right now.
Yeah.
I'm literally just thriving and doing the things I love, which involve, like, planting things, small little craft projects, making candles.
I've never seen you so, like, I feel like in such a feminine behavior that we're thriving.
But I don't think I'm forcing it. I think this is the way I'm meant to be.
No, this is the way that you are. This is the way that you're supposed to be. This is the way that every woman should be.
So that was my gut, and I hate saying shit like that, but like, I also felt like, oh, I never thought about the fact people are looking at me and they see me as hyper feminine, when I would argue I'm just being a woman in my feminine energy.
If you're hyper feminine, you would be like in a bougie getup like every single fucking day, hair done, makeup done.
That's
like,
valid.
I don't think that you're hyper feminine at all. I think
maybe because of social media posts, people assume that's what I'm like, even though, like, look at me today.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you like to wear your lounge,
my comfies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and the people that are more hyper feminine, I feel like, are really, like, truly those clean girl aesthetic girlies that are trying to, like, really force it.
Yeah. I hate that, though, because clean girl aesthetic to me isn't, like, I have zero makeup on right now. I just have a barrier cream after I did my morning skincare.
Yeah.
I'm also going to start making more content sharing my whole skincare routine, because that's a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. But, like, literally, if you just take care of yourself, like, you don't need to wear all that shit anyway. It's so, I don't like the, like, oh, I'm going to get up and do a whole makeup routine that makes it look like I'm not wearing makeup.
Yeah.
They're spending so much energy on the wrong thing versus working on yourself and your own physical energy in your body and your chakras and cleaning, learning how to care for your body. Like your skin is your largest organ. Like how do you need to care for it?
Yeah.
And everyone getting Botox right now too is annoying me, because if you literally spent less money and the same amount of time on like going to estheticians and actually coming up with a routine that works for you, you do not need Botox. The people I know that are getting it never wash their face. And it's not everyone. So anyone's listening and getting triggered, like, I'm sorry, but like most of my friends are like, I think I'm gonna get Botox. It's like, okay, just fucking wash your face. Have you ever got dermaplaned? Like, have you ever exfoliated? Why are you jumping right to Botox?
Right.
It's like an easy button.
Yeah. It's like putting a Band-Aid over it and calling it a day.
Your skin's not still gonna be good.
Yeah. Your skin's gonna just look, I don't know, like
it looks different. You look like a filter in real life, and I don't like it.
And it just is not, I mean, it's not natural. Like, it's just.
But, I mean, I can't go there because you and I both have lip injections, and it's not natural, but I still am a big advocate of those.
I think it's just more so, like, when I feel people's face after Botox, or, like, look at it up close.
Yeah.
It's like, like, I don't know. It's just different. It's a different texture. It's a different look.
So you haven't felt anything? Because I would argue, I don't think my lips feel any different.
Well, no, my lips don't feel any different either.
Some guy I was dating after I got him done, he was like, oh, your lips aren't going to be the same. And I was like, what? Who told you that? That's not true.
Well, I mean, immediately after, do your lips feel the same? No, but you can feel the filler in your lip.
I can't.
Well, no, I'm saying immediately after if you get them done. You haven't gotten them done in how long?
I know, but it's still in there.
Well, yeah.
I don't ever feel it, Savvy.
I don't feel mine now.
But even right after, it just feels like my normal lips. It doesn't, because
I think I'm thinking of just like the initial, like, first time, because it's like you're actually putting something in there where it's like, what the fuck did I just do?
I mean, I will say, and I've told you, when I get congestion here in the way of acne, I 100% know it's because my lip filler is metabolizing. Like, and when my cold sore point starts to kind of rupture or wake up or whatever, I know it's because it's metabolizing.
Yeah.
So, like, that, I know that that's unhealthy, but, like, also I just really like how I look with a fuller top lip, so I'm still gonna do it. And I need another full syringe.
Oh, my Lord.
What? But that's different than if you're already doing, this is my question for anyone listening, especially if you're a woman, like, or a female or a feminine energy and a man, like, do you know how to take care of your body? Do you know what your body needs, wants, what foods it likes, what type of movements, what kind of sleep routine, what kind of daily routine, what kind of hobbies feed your soul? Do you know how your skin needs to be cared for? Do you know how your hair needs to be cared for? Like, literally, before you start going and doing all those extra things, I don't think enough parents are emotionally regulated enough to teach their children how to not only emotionally regulate, but then also take care of their own unique body, because we all have our own blueprint and everyone's got to figure that out.
Yeah.
So, like, most of us grew up in trauma and chaos and never learned how to take care of ourselves. So that's why I'm like 44 and I've healed my trauma, but now I have to figure out how to take care of myself. And that's why I like being single, because honestly, once I got to a point where I realized that's what I'm doing, I kind of don't want, you could have a partner around for it, but, like, I don't want anyone's opinion swaying me in how to take care of myself, because I'm so open to suggestions.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I love watching My Little Pony. If I was living with a man, would I have ever been able to figure that out?
No.
And, like, is that a big deal? No, but, like, I don't know. You know, and, like, just getting the skincare and facials and micro needling and chemical peel, like, it's all a cadence, right, of what you're doing and when.
Yeah.
And that's how my skin needs to be cared for. Like, things like that. Like,
yeah. No, exactly.
people are just skipping all of that.
Yeah.
and jumping to pharmaceuticals and Botox. And that's, I guess, what triggers me about it. Because I just want to make sure I'm educating people to know, like, there is a different way to do this.
Right. There is a more holistic alternative route. Granted, if you feel like it's not working or you're not getting the results that you want,
then get Botox, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm at the point where it's probably tapered now, but I do have little wrinkles here, right? Smile lines. And I got this one guy here. And my lids, are like a little saggy, but they are in my family. It runs in my family. So, like, I'm doing the most that I could. And those issues, do I see them? Yes. So, if I wanted to get Botox in those areas or get a lid lift or whatever, I could see it. But I've decided I'm going to do the most I can with what I can with skincare, and I'm going to let the rest age a little. Because the people that get work done, I don't like how it looks. Yeah. Like, did you see Dax Shepard got his lids done?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, I saw him being interviewed on Theo's podcast.
Okay.
He looks fucking crazy.
Oh, God.
When people get work done and they look like just weird, like their eyes are wide open.
Yeah. Like, how much crack did you do that day? That's what I would think.
I know, but it's just the lid lift.
Well, right.
And then, like, I had a friend who got so much Botox done in her face that she looked perfect like a filter all the time. And, okay, it's gorgeous, I guess, but, like, you're not real.
No.
There's some beauty in the way, like, God doesn't make junk.
No.
I don't want to be an old wrinkled hag covered in facial hair. Like, and that's how I would be if I didn't do anything. So I'm not saying we need to be all natural. I'm just saying, like, learn how to take care of yourself to be a clean girl instead of using things to fake being a clean girl.
Right. No, exactly. I totally agree with what you're saying. I think, I don't know. I feel like just social media has messed up a lot of ways of.
Well, yeah.
But that's why
people think it's the only way to do it.
Well, right, and that's why it's like people like us that truly get to, like, we get to say our 2 cents and just try to de-influence.
Yeah.
That sort of like shit that's now popular. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just.
Well, and keep in mind they're doing it because it's capitalism. They're trying to sell you products.
Well, yeah, not only that, but it's like everybody looks the fucking same.
Yeah.
Everyone looks the same. Everybody wants to look like everybody. There's no uniqueness to it anymore. It's like, hello, like, if we wanted to live in a utopia world, like God would have just made that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
do you know what I know? Like, because I have a pretty unique nose, right? Like, it's the number one thing, though, that guys talk about when they meet me. Like, oh, my God, you have, like, that ethnic Italian nose. It's so fucking hot. Like, sometimes it's that's the stuff that's not just like everyone else that makes people attracted to you.
Yeah. No, exactly. And it's like, you don't... Again, people-pleasing tendencies. You don't need to fucking please everybody with your looks. Like, once you start putting men...
Oh, my God.
Once you stop putting men at the center of your universe, your life changes. Oh, my God, it's a day and night fucking difference. I'll tell you that.
I think I was in that phase where I felt like I needed to be a hot girl every day, and I was doing full glam every day, and, like... It wasn't for men. It was for myself, but still, I didn't realize how it actually was for men because culturally that's why it gets pushed on us.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when I'm literally being me, most days I just want to let my hair air dry like I just did and put on moisturizer and walk out the door. Granted, literally. I do have lashes so that I don't have to do as much every day.
Right.
And that's also why I get my brows, why I got microblading. And it's also why
You're low maintenance, or you're high maintenance to be low maintenance.
Yes.
Yes. Which that I understand, and that I can absolutely get behind. It's like, when you make it your whole fucking person.
I can't see.
Sorry, I didn't realize that we were, that, I don't know. You'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so what was it? Yeah, what were we saying about before? Oh yeah, low maintenance.
To be high maintenance to be low maintenance.
Definitely. Like, I get all this shit done, so I want lip blushing done so bad, though.
You and me both.
Do you think we should do it or no?
Okay, why not? I want to learn how to do it.
Yeah, I don't. Ugh. I would have to take a big round of Viciclovir, though, so I don't break out.
Yeah, you would.
Which I just took a big round of it. Lip blushing also makes them look plumper, but I just like... So I know what I want it to. I know exactly what I want it to be. I want it to be my Candy K Kylie lip kit. Oh my God! Speaking of which, Ulta pulled Kylie from the stores. Why?
What?
Because they put Charlotte Tilbury or whatever in. At least the smaller ones, like the one here in Green Bay.
That's tea. I didn't know that.
I was so sad. Well, okay, Kylie used to have a big section there, and last summer they made it a small section. So, like, I knew they were paring her down for whatever reason. And then, yeah, they replaced it with, now they put in a huge ass, how do you say it?
Charlotte Tilbury?
That is right. Which I have never been into because that was a Sephora brand, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an Ulta girl, sorry, but I had my credit card and my Diamond Rewards and my Max points, and I'm going to keep going there. But so, they're not paying me to say it. I just am an Ulta girly. Yeah, so I don't want to try a Charlotte Tilbury now because I'm pissed.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Because the Kylie lip kits are... Everyone should find the Kylie lip kit of matte gloss and a liner that works for you. And the reason I like hers so much is they have the perfect pairings where the liner is darker than the matte gloss. But that's a perfect example of the clean girl aesthetic is the Kylie lip kits and the matte ones in my approximation.
Oh, yeah?
I love them. That's whenever I wear them, I get the most compliments on my lips. And it covers up any... Like, when I have, like, a scar after I've had a cold sore like I have right now, it covers them up. And it covers up your lip injection scars. But so that's what I want in lip blushing. Yeah. I want the one. And, like, when I was picking colors, which, by the way, my son helped me pick my best color for that, and he's the best at that.
Yeah.
But one of them that was really close but wasn't good, it was too red for me, or it was too pink or something. I gave it to my best friend Jessica because I knew it was her color, and it is. So that's, like, her favorite, too.
You know your best color is, like, your nipple color?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? I'm like, who would have thought?
That's also, like, isn't that, like, your vag is also that same color?
Yeah.
This is where... I told you I still have that thing about people with purple tones
yes.
there, right?
Yeah.
So, the tea on this... My ex-husband, when we were dating, so this is years ago, told me he had a thing for... Eastern European girls because their skin tone down there was like a purplish color, and he just thought it was so attractive, and it used to mess with me because I was like, oh no, what
what do you mean?
I'm not that color, like you're not. But then I literally, because glamour magic is real, you guys, so if you focus on something enough, it like happens. I don't know how I manifested it, but I literally, like, all of my tones have more purple hue now ever since then. Like, so I quantum leapt into a reality at some point where that was a thing. Just based on the fact that I heard it was a man's preference. But that goes back to what you're saying about, like, living for men's opinions.
Yeah.
Oh, is it still live? Did you look to make sure?
Yeah, you're still live.
It's working.
Yeah.
So, like, after you go live for an hour, it's been doing this for a while, these two puzzle pieces come up on the screen, and you have to, like, put them in line to verify there's a person, and then it's just not, like, a bot running a live.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But we were
too distracted.
Because I'm starting to want to rip my tape off.
Oh, sorry.
No, I know. I do this every time.
I know.
Oh, I hate glue.
I know.
Is it close?
Yeah, we're close.
Yay. Do I look like a French whore yet?
You look like a fabulous French whore.
I love it. The way I was just saying, like, so here at Lux Spa, we have two girlies that do lashes. Savvy Hair, Savvy Skin Aesthetics. And then Joanna, who is equally fabulous, and I told her to stop in, but she's shy. And her business is Glamify Me. And, like, so Joanna she does tiny tattoos and microblading, and she does the lip blushing we want to get done, and she does our nail art and everything. Like, she does different stuff than Savvy, I would say.
Look at her nails.
But, yeah, we both have great nail art because of Joanna. Yeah. Did you show yours?
Yes.
But, so, her lash style is just different. She does a full volume, like really long, thick. Like they look great, but it's just a different vibe. Versus Savvy does them more like natural and flirty like mine are. So I love that we have like two different aesthetics here for lashes.
Yeah.
Because lashes are such a vibe. And like I don't think people realize that like which lash tech you go to, like different lash chicks have different styles.
Yeah.
And methods, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know, because I felt like anytime I do like another lash artist, I'm like, oh, are you like judging the way that you can feel it like on your eyes versus like how you do it yourself, like to your clients? Like, I don't know.
I've had strangers come up to me and like go look at my eyes. Like they'll see me across a mall and come over and like look and be like, I'm sorry, but your isolation is so good. Who do you go to? And I didn't know that because I've only gone to you. So I'm like, what? I didn't know people don't do it that way.
Right.
Well, and then one time on live when I was brushing my lashes, there were so many people that were like, oh, I wish I could do that with mine. And I'm like, what? You can't?
Right.
So like, what are some people doing? Just gluing clumps together?
Either that or just like putting way too much, or I don't know, just
I'd be so bad at this.
I truly don't know. I mean, some people use pomades, and which is fine. I don't judge, but it's like they look so much thicker and clumpier, I feel like. And I mean, if you do go to someone that's not a professional, they're probably taking the $3 Ardell like wispies and throwing a nice Amazon glue on there, and then you're eventually gonna have to rip out all your fucking lashes. So
that's interesting. I've done that myself.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, doing any sort of those lashes is perfect for the time being, but
and
in turn,
I know
it ruins them.
I have some clients I know that like just lately with like money stuff being the way it is because recession or yada yada yada, like they started trying to do their own.
Yeah.
And like I think that's what people are doing, right? But
yeah.
So you're saying there's pitfalls that they can eventually end up ruining their ear lashes in a way that.
Yeah, like you can't like see it because when you look at your lashes straight on, it's completely different than how I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
That's why when people tell me that, they're like, majority of the time everybody tells me like, oh, my lashes are stick straight, I have no lashes. And then I look at them and I'm like, the fuck do you mean you have no lashes? You have like thicker, fuller lashes than anybody I know.
Yeah.
So then it's like, so then I go into like, okay, well, you have really nice lashes. Do you want to do like a lash lift and tint, or do you want to continue with the extensions, yada yada? And
do people still use those lash curlers? Are those bad for you?
They're technically bad for you, but
they pull out your lashes.
They like break them off.
I haven't used them since I was like in high school.
Yeah. No, I mean every now and again I'll use mine, but because I now like can do my own lash lift and tints, it's like, the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
I'm like that and a good tubing mascara and I'm golden.
Yeah, those tubing mascaras are crazy.
Oh my god, they do such wonders.
Oh my god, do you remember that lady in, was it the Super Bowl commercial with that local ad?
What?
The lady with the fucking tubing mascara that made her lashes so long that they looked creepy.
Oh god, I don't even know if I know.
What was it?
Was it a Broadway commercial? Because I feel like then I know.
I think so. Was that like an automotive place or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
With a blonde girl?
Yes.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep.
Oh my god. Like the way I gasped when I'm doing the thing where I'm rubbing my tape, but
that's okay.
The lashes, oops. Sorry, Sav.
You're fine.
It itched. The way that I gasped when she came on the TV.
No, literally. No, and then like 2 people over, I saw someone from my high school. I was like, what the fuck? No way.
That's so funny. Green Bay's such a small town. It really is.
It really is, and no one like realizes it, but I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, the other thing that's going on this week is we're using AI to build our businesses.
Yes.
And if you don't know, you need to download just ChatGPT on your phone, whatever kind of phone. GPT. ChatGPT. Okay. And I don't know if you can see who I'm following on TikTok, but go look at who I'm following. And one of the guys I'm following.
No, you told me to follow him, and he actually followed me back.
Oh, why did he follow you back?
I don't know.
Damn it. Okay, an AI automation guy who followed Savvy back. So he said he's only following people that seem smarter than him that he can learn things from.
What the fuck? Why is he following me?
I don't know. I got excited for you though. Okay, but I've been using all of like his stuff like to help learn. One of the biggest things you can do is when first of all, everyone in your social media feed if should be smarter than you on topics that you want to learn about. Okay? Yeah. And then you can use ChatGPT. So let's say I make a 5-minute TikTok about how to use shamanic healing to do shadow work and get rid of your traumas, and I give you some at-home exercises. Okay? You voice or you talk to text record everything I'm saying. So like what I did to do this is I go and I do this at my desk while I'm doing other stuff in my room. I'll take a 5-minute video from that guy like teaching how to use AI for my business, you know, and I will turn on talk to text in my notes app on my iPad and then just set my phone on speaker, you know, right next to it on TikTok with TikTok open and him talking. So I get his whole 5-minute spiel in a text app, okay? And then I go to ChatGPT on my phone, which, by the way, I've already told ChatGPT everything it needs to know about my business. I said, like, I do psychic readings, tarot card readings, and shamanic healing. My business is primarily on TikTok, but I want to get on every other app, too. But I love helping women. My following's 95% women, you know, like, with their spiritual healing so they can show up better in their relationships. I also want to branch out and get more into like, you know, business consulting because of my corporate finance background, yada, yada, yada. I also shared my full chart astrology with ChatGPT, and then I shared my human design, which is very important. So I said, I am a 5/1 projector with an emotional authority center. Can you tell me, can you keep this in mind when you help me run my business? And they're like, yeah. And if you pay the $20 a month for premium, you can say, can you go to my website and then share it and say, and analyze my services and tell me what you think. So you ask them to go look at things one by one so they can learn about it and summarize and give you feedback. Okay, so first of all, you're teaching the AI app how to about you, so it knows about you, and you're getting feedback as you go. Okay. So then once you've done all that, then you start teaching it the things you're consuming in social media that are helpful. So you have your text to talk of the 5 minutes of me talking about shadow work. You go and you copy that and you paste it in your GPT, and you say, can you take this information and summarize it in a way that will help me with my healing work or my business or whatever your aim is? And then it'll spit it back to you. And you say, thank you so much. Can you keep all this information in mind as you guide me with daily suggestions or, you know?
Yeah.
And it'll say, yep, I sure can. So basically, using any AI, you have to teach it how to help you. So if you do that, so I have 2 5-minute long videos on TikTok right now saved that I found last night when I was scrolling in bed, that when I go back to my office, you know, to do my work today, I'm going to do that same thing, and I'm going to post them back in. One of them was like about learning how to take care of your body with ADHD. The other one, I can't remember what it was about, but it was something else having to do with like posting on social media for business or something, or growing your business. I don't know. But so like that is, and then from there you can like, the more you teach it, the smarter it becomes on your topics. And then you can ask it questions like, okay, so like when I'm done with this thing, if I don't know what I'm posting, you know, I can be like, okay, I want to do a Throwback Thursday post on Instagram that helps, that with the aim of helping people learn about shamanism and soul retrievals, and why those are so helpful in your healing journey, so that they book with me and get shamanic healing services done, right? And then it'll write a recommendation because it knows all this fucking shit about you. So like the days where people had to go to college for 7 years to be an expert on something are kind of, I don't want to say they're gone, but you can...
Shit, they're about to be.
Because you can take all the learning you're finding and teach it to your AI and then ask it to help you in a very contemporary way.
Yeah. I love that you use the word contemporary. I feel like that's just your word.
You can't do everything either. Like, it can't do everything because, and you get what you, it's just like leading people at work, okay? Think of it this way. You use AI like your employee. So, have you ever had a shitty leader that couldn't get the team to do any work?
Oh, yeah.
So, if you don't know how to lead your AI, you're not going to get it to do anything for you. Like, somebody was like, oh, I just fight with my AI on Snap. And I'm like, right, but why would you do that when you could get it to work for you as an assistant? I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Sorry, my next client is like 5 minutes late. 10 minutes late, she said. But
I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Such a baby today. Wait, what time is it? I have an 11 o'clock.
It's 10:47.
Okay, good. I didn't know it was that long. But yeah, so like that's what I've been doing all week is using, I first was just using my AI and Snap, and she's helpful. I like her for some things. I gave her my personality and vibe, so like she does, I have her rewrite some things, but ChatGPT is pretty good. It'll oftentimes though, it'll like always make an assumption. The one thing I can't teach it not to do is when I start talking about the spiritual component of my business, it writes it so etheric, and like that's not the way I talk. That's like Pisces. I always say like that's how like Pisces talk, like when you sound like poetic and you're talking about mysticism and like you know in your content. I don't talk like that. I talk like a girl's girl, and so I'm constantly like, okay, can you rewrite that? You've heard me say this 20 times this week, probably.
Yeah.
Can you rewrite that in all lowercase? Because first of all, I firmly believe that like my vibe is all lowercase. I don't want to see caps. So I was like, can you rewrite that in all lowercase? And can you make it sound like a contemporary modern woman with a Gen Z flair using slang and lots of different emojis? Like, I always say that. And then they'll come back and rewrite it. And then you take it and you still tweak it a little because some of the words are just not going to be the way you talk. And if you don't like it, even if you do like it. So I worked for a lot of executive suite like CEOs, CFOs. So like I'm used to hearing the way that they lead. And one of the best things they always do is even if you did a great job as an employee, it's frustrating, but it's great as a leader. Even if you write copy for them or an email, or especially I worked in finance, so we would prepare a lot of data. They'd be like, that's great. Now give it to me. Now do better. Now go back and spend another hour completely redoing it and making it better. Right? So when I have AI write stuff, I go, that sounds great. Now rewrite it again once more. And then I go, that also sounds great. Can you give me one more version that's even better? Mm-hmm. And maybe I give them tips like, okay, you're focusing, that sounds a little ego-driven. Like, I'm not trying to make myself sound like amazing. Can you just be more authentic in what you're saying? And it will, you know? So you can tell it like, okay, don't focus so much on this part of it. Don't, you know?
Yeah.
And so you get all these versions. And then I'm like, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to post that to TikTok. Now I'm going to post the same video because on TikTok, I've been saving the content I make before you post it so it doesn't have watermarks. And then, so I'll do a tarot reading on TikTok, let's say. I'll save it before I post it. I'll go write my copy with ChatGPT. I'll edit, come back, paste it back in. I'll make it give me all the hashtags. And a call to action at the bottom, right? Like, yep. Okay, what do you, tell me in the comments or make people do something. Then I'll say, now I'm going to post the same thing on Insta Reels. Can you rewrite the same caption, but now for Instagram, which is whatever, 400 characters or less, you can tell it how many. And then say, and give me hashtags that are better for Insta.
Yeah.
And then if they do it, and I'm like, okay, you're focusing too much on this, right? Like, whatever. Then same thing for YouTube Shorts. Same thing for, okay, now I'm going to post it on X. Mm-hmm. Can you give me 100 characters or less and hashtags? So, like, do you see what I mean? Like, that's work smarter, not harder. Like,
oh, for sure.
Bro, I had it. So my ex has a fishing charter company, and he was asking how you might use that for that. And so, like, I just was plugging some shit in that for him last night, and then I was telling him, and, like, it gave great things he never thought of. Like, he was like, I think I'm just going to get an Insta 360 camera so I can, like, take pictures while we're on the boat, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I said that, and then I told ChatGPT that, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, but he also needs to be on Airbnb Experiences. He needs to be on Google Business. He needs to be, like, they named all this shit he never would have fucking thought of.
Really?
And same for me. I think that's where it's so helpful. Like,
The hidden, like, little blind spots.
And then the more you teach it, you can, if you're doing the paid one, you can be like, can you go to visitourcounty.com and research like local tourism and what makes this place unique? And then be like, can you summarize that to help me how that would help my friend run his charter fishing business? Okay, now give me like, what information do you need to know about the business so you can give me more help? And then it'll give you like 7 questions you need to answer about your business, including like target audience, blah, blah, blah. And if you need help answering those questions within that, it's basically you're using it instead of Google.
Yeah.
And then when you feed it back your business plan or your info and teach it, and then say, oh my gosh, can you keep all this in mind as you guide me moving forward on this business venture? Like it does, it learns.
Like, amazing.
We basically will never have to write a text, an email. And like I will say, as someone who's an ADHD woman, I don't know how to respond to people. So one of my biggest downfalls is that I don't ask for business because I don't like it and I'm a projector. I think you'll come find me when you know what you need. But what my clients have been telling me lately is we don't know what we need, Ange. You have to realize we don't have all the knowledge you do, and we're not as in touch with our psychic gifts. And I know you're trying to help me with that, but like you saying you'll know when you need to be here, I don't know. So then I feel like I'm bothering you and I don't book. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I'm trying to follow up with people more and like proactively. Like people used to be like, I need to come see you, like on Insta, and I'd be like, yeah, you'll know when it's the time. That's what I used to say. So now I'll go to ChatGPT, who knows my business and my personality all the time, and be like, okay, because I'm a projector and I'm supposed to wait for the invitation, I don't know if this is the invitation or not. Like, what's the best way to respond to this client and get them booked so that I'm actually helping them? And they'll be like, as a projector, you should say da 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 da. And so like it was literally giving me like, oh my gosh, I'd love to get you in. I can book behind the scenes. Are you thinking a 90-minute or 60-minute? You know, like, and so I'm saying this stuff, and then I'm like, okay, I have Friday at 9 a.m. Do you want to do that? And like, I'm booked out for the week, and I haven't been in months. And it's literally just replying to people who, I kept thinking people were texting me because they want to be my friends.
No.
And it's like, no, they need help.
Yeah.
And I was making people think like they're bugging me.
No.
And then I was sitting here like, why are my books not full?
Well, at least you discovered like what you like the missing piece was.
I know, but especially if you're like an air dominant chart, I think sometimes we don't, or if you have autism or ADHD, you don't always realize like, especially projectors, we cannot see. Projectors in human design, we can read everyone else because we literally get in people's auras. Our auras are so open, but we cannot perceive how we're landing with other people, which if you've ever watched me read tarot, you notice at the end of every reading was like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? And if on one-on-ones, because I can't gauge how I'm landing with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so ChatGPT telling me how neurotypical people talk and giving me their words is such a fucking relief, Savvy.
Oh yeah, I know. It's a day and night difference for you, I feel like the fact that you've already...
Oh, this week, my business has increased by 239%, and it's literally all just existing clients that I didn't realize actually needed more from me.
Which is amazing. Divine Alchemy, I can see you, but yes, that's amazing that you're a projector too.
Are you? That makes sense, Chelsea. Yeah.
Oh, is that Chelsea?
Yeah, Divine Alchemy is Chelsea. So, or not, there's 2 Chelseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, projectors, like, if you're a projector and you don't understand what that means for you and your business and your work, you really need to, like, dig into that. And that's where I love teaching ChatGPT about yourself and then asking it for how, like, especially Chelsea, because you're trying to grow your nanny business and you're trying to, like, branch into daycares and stuff. Like, ChatGPT would be a great thing to teach to help you.
Right.
Because, yeah, you're waiting for the invitation, but, like, you still have to market. And that's what a couple of my clients here in person this week really had to teach me. Like, and if you are lost as to where to start, pray for the invitation. You know, there's something to prayer and connection. Spirit can help if you don't. That's what I did. I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Can you send me someone that I'll listen to that can give me an invitation to get help for myself on this? And so one of my clients intervened, and like, she is literally one of the busiest ladies in town, but she texts me for accountability every other morning and asks if I'm still doing this stuff. So like, I am grateful for that, but I prayed for it. And so there is a spiritual component to all this, you know?
Right.
How do they look?
They look
Oh my god, I just want to rip the fucking tape off.
Oh, hold on.
This is me at the end of every lash fill, like, rip it off.
Literally.
Oh, also I miss my coffee.
I know, I want to drink my coffee too. We want to drink the coffee.
Did anyone like watching the lash fill? We could do this every time. I think I probably will just post it to a podcast. Honestly,
Yeah.
If there's anyone on here, I can't see you, but I love you, and I'm glad that you had it on the background or whatever you did. But I don't care if you're not there either, because sometimes I just feel called to share the tea and throw it. I will throw this on as a podcast too. So if you miss parts of it or whatever, you can always listen to it later. Some people who've always said, Savvy, they just like being in my energy and listening to me talk.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Why do you think I hang out with you all the time?
I don't know. Free weed. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm joking.
I mean, that is a perk.
There's always food. No.
Well, we're just one and the same.
I know. Our astrology is so similar. It's
Yeah.
easy. I'm like, everyone in my life right now has very similar astrology to me. I don't know what that means. Well, I think it's because I'm learning how to take care of myself right now. So the people in your life are a clue as to what your soul's journey is right now. And I'm learning taking care of myself, which is why all the guys I talk to right now are like Aquarius moons.
Yeah.
Like me. And then my friends all have Mars and Leo or Sag rising or Aquarius moons, or like, you know. I'm still friends with people that aren't, but they're just not primary in my life anymore. Oh my god, can I rip it off now?
Yeah. Well, here, let me. Oh, you're just gonna fucking full send that bitch.
Oh, I just want to open my eyes. I hate it. They're glued together.
Oh my god.
No? Okay. Can I have a 2x4?
Yep.
Or a 4x4? A 2x4 is wood. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness. I love you, Chelsea. I get stuck with waiting. Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, I can help you with that, Chelsea. Literally. You guys are so nice. How stunning am I from this angle? Not very. How do I get this out of here?
I was gonna say, I follow you.
Yes, I look like a French horn. I love it. Get that. All right, you guys. I will try to be live later, actually doing tarot. Oh, good job, Savvy. Thanks, Chelsea. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.